Hi, it's Mel and today I'm doing my book haul. The first book that I got is a YouTuber book and it is a work in progress, a memoir by Connor Franta. If you don't know who Connor is, he's a YouTuber who prefers to be called a content creator, and I really liked learning more about him through this book. He's very philosophical and has a lot of strong opinions about like putting your phone down around other people, and I've already read this and I really enjoyed it. It's only 200 pages and a lot of those pages are filled up with pictures that he's taken. There are only like 4 times where there were 2 pages that were actually just writing and in a normal format. He's a very creative person and he touches on how he didn't like being that creative because he thought that people would judge him, so he put off being creative. Now he's very creative. It's got a lot of advice for younger people rather than the older generation, but it can be read by lots of different people as well. I liked how his personality came across through the book and it made me laugh out loud some parts. I really loved it. The next book that I got is one that I wanted for quite a while, and that is The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Rees Brennan and Maureen Johnson. It's basically a collection of short stories focused around the character Magnus Bane from the Mortal Instrument and Infernal Devices book series. He's a warlock, so he has a lot of tales to tell, and there is a page before every new part that has like comic strip. This is one of the more graphic ones. The stories so far are very amusing and there's a lot of Magnus's character that I loved from the other books in here as well. The next book is one that I wanted for ages but just didn't get around to getting, and that is Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. I wanted this when it was the Booksplosion book of the month, but I was never good at doing the whole deadline on reading thing. Like, I'll read all of the other books that I own other than the one that I'm supposed to be reading, or I just wouldn't get it in time. But it's about a girl called Harper who is just a normal, popular cheerleader, prom queen possibly, that has to become a protector for one of the boys that she's known basically all her life but hasn't really talked to that much, because the janitor comes into the bathroom where she is at prom and dies. That's pretty much all I know about this book, is that happens. There's a second book to the series which is called Miss Mayhem, and I'll see if I want that one after I finish this one. The next book is one that my dad got me, and it is Classical Mythology by William Hanson. This is basically like an encyclopedia for Roman and Greek mythology. It's alphabetized, so if you know that you want to look up Helios, you just find where he is in it and you can read all about Helios. And it goes really in depth, and there's some illustrations from drawings of statues, and it's fun reading Percy Jackson and going, what is this that I am reading, and then looking it up and learning about the history of it. And I've always really liked this painting because there's only one model that had to keep changing positions, so all of the girls look identical. It's Hylas and the Nymphs. Yeah, I really like Greek mythology and I'll be studying it in school soon. The next one is one that I'm not planning to read all of, but it has a novella that the Carmilla web series is based on in it. So I really wanted that and I kept talking about Carmilla all the time, so my dad got me the book, and that is In a Glass Darkly by Sheridan Le Fanu. See, it's Carmilla and it's gonna be amazing because I love Carmilla very much. If you didn't know, I have a video on why it's amazing and everyone should watch it, because vampires and lady kisses and etc. Next I have 3 books that I just picked up at Waterstones because books. So next I have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. This is by the same lady that wrote the Throne of Glass series that I have still not read, but I have the first one and I want to read it, and everyone was going on about this. So it's about a girl who is a huntress and then gets captured, and then there's spells and she falls in love with her captor, which is kind of messed up, but no judging, right? Kinda. I mean, Next I have The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the first book in a series that I don't know how many books are in. I think it's 3 or 4. About a girl called Blue, and she's been told that if she kisses her true love, he will die, and there's an old boys private school, and there are boys called the Raven Boys, and it's a fantasy. Well, it starts off with contemporary because she doesn't know that magic exists, then she knows that magic exists, as you do in first books in series. I have to say, oh, there's no magic. Oh wait, yes there is. Surprise, not really, it's a fantasy book, oh well. The last book I got, Waterstones, is one that I'm not quite sure on, but I hope it will be good because I didn't like the other series. Well, I didn't like the other book. But that is Afterwards by Scott Westerfeld. I know that this focuses around a girl, and it tells her story and the story that she's getting published and is writing. So it's 2 different things that you have to read simultaneously, which will be new and maybe bad, maybe good, don't know. This is also a really pretty cover. Kind of a big book for a paperback. It's 599 pages, so that's something. And it's small text. I didn't really like uglies, I just didn't. And lastly, I got a box set of an entire series that are all hardcovers, and it's the most beautiful thing, and that is the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan, The Lost Hero, The Son of Neptune, The Mark of Athena, The House of Hades, and The Blood of Olympus. It is a sequel series, kind of, because there were 5 Percy Jackson books and then 5 House of Olympus books, so there's 10 books, but the last 5 are different people's perspectives, but the Percy ones are only Percy the entire time. I know some of the stuff that happens, not the important plot details, but who ends up with who, what characters are introduced. I'm really enjoying the Percy Jackson series, and I'm currently reading the 4th one. So, and they're also really pretty and hardcover, and I don't have that many hardcovers. Those were the 13 books that I got. Bye!